Hello friends, welcome to another video from stocksdeveloper.in. In this video, we'll be taking a look at our upgraded AFLs for button trading from AmiBroker. So you can trade into multiple accounts via AmiBroker buttons, and these accounts can belong to different brokers. So there's no mandate that accounts should belong to a single broker. As of now, at the time of recording, we support 6 brokers: Zerodha, Upstox, AliceBlue, Finvasia, Angel Broking, and Fyers. Going forward, we'll be supporting more brokers. So let's start. Let's understand what are the prerequisites for this. AmiBroker, obviously you'll need it. Registered or free trial version is sufficient. AutoTrader Web, it's a product of ours. It's basically a multi-account, multi-broker trading platform which also supports automation APIs. Okay, if you want to know more details about all of these things, we have given the hyperlink, so you can click on the link and you will get more details about each and everything. AutoTrader desktop client, it's basically a standalone application that is needed because it facilitates communication between AmiBroker and our server. So let's not waste time, quickly start. We've given everything in detail, step by step, so even those who are new to technology will find it quite easy. Step 1, add accounts to AutoTrader Web. So I will log into AutoTrader Web. I won't show adding accounts, but you have to go to settings and trading account and click on create to add a new account. I already have added accounts for all of these 6 different brokers that we support. So that's complete. Step 1 is complete. Step 2, set up AT desktop client. As I said, this client is required for AmiBroker to communicate with our server, and obviously there's a link given, so you can find more details about how to set up, where to download it from and all. It's there on this link. We won't go into that detail because this video is about button trading. So I'll first start the client. I have it downloaded on my desktop. I'll just start it. Okay, there it is. Next, let's try to understand what is the step number 2. Install AmiBroker library from AT desktop settings screen. So we go here, we go to the settings screen, and then there is an install button for AmiBroker library. I will click on that. You have to select the folder where your AmiBroker is installed. So I go this PC, mine is installed at C drive, program files, AmiBroker. See, that's the path I've selected, C program files AmiBroker. You have to select the part where your AmiBroker is installed. I'll just say install here, and all the latest libraries and files will be downloaded to my AmiBroker. How to verify whether it has worked fine, whether the libraries have been installed? Go to the chart section of AmiBroker. Look for these folders, AutoTrader Web, buttons. These are all samples. Once you see those files available, that means the library installed successfully. Let's move on to the next step. Once you have installed the setup, the client must be started. It must be in monitoring state. So we'll do that quickly. We go to the dashboard. We say start. It's in monitoring state. Bring up your AmiBroker chart and add your indicators. So we'll start with a fresh blank chart. For simplicity, I will only add price indicator. You can add, as many indicators as you like, based on your trading style. So this is the price indicator I'm adding. Nothing fancy. You can add your own indicators, do your own analysis. Next step, overlay the multi-account AFL. Right. So the AFLs for the buttons are available over here. You can look at the code before using them. If you want to do some customization, what we recommend is create a copy of these AFLs, because whenever you reinstall the library, these AFLs will be overwritten. So make a copy and do whatever customization you want to do. Right now, I'm not going to do any customization. I'll simply add this AFL. So right click and overlay. So you can see there are 3 buttons that gets added: buy, sell, and square off. We'll try to use them now. Okay, overlay is done. Next step is set up chart parameters. Again, this is an important step because this decides, what order will go and in what accounts the order will go and so on. So right click on the chart, go to parameters. Let's quickly start it from the auto trader section. Okay, first is exchange. Then there's a column called symbol. I want the order to go to State Bank of India. I'll say SBIN. Okay. Now the important thing over here is many people ask questions whether we can place order into derivatives or not. Of course you can. You can place orders into all contracts that are available on NSE, MCX and BSE. Right? So what symbol shall I put? You can ask that question. Obviously you have to go to our system. There is a tool available for searching the symbols. So go to Auto Trader and Instruments. Then you just, let's for example, we'll say we'll want to put an order into Bank Nifty. So I will say instrument as future, okay, and then I'll say search. You see all the symbols are here. Exchange is given over here, which is NSE, and this is the symbol. So let's say if we want to trade into Bank Nifty, we will be copying this symbol and putting it here. All right. Don't give any space or anything additional, right? So that's as simple as that. Obviously, Bank Nifty lot size is 25, so we'll be putting quantity as 25 over here. As simple as that. You can trade into any derivative or any stock that you like. I'll revert it back to one quantity and State Bank of India because we just want to keep it simple, right? So this is done. This account parameter is of no use here, so you can ignore it. The product type parameter is what decides the type of the order. So intraday and normal are normally applicable for derivatives. Intraday and delivery is applicable for stocks. So select based on your need. Quantity again, as per your requirement, set the quantity. That's it. And one last thing is on top, over there you got the accounts field. So let's say if you have just one account, just write your account name here. That's it, single account. If you have multiple accounts, then write all of them, comma separated, no space. I have already noted down, so I'll just copy my accounts and I'll put it here. All right, that's it. Account numbers have been given. Stock details in which we want to trade has been given. The order details like what is the product type, quantity, and so on has been given. This AFL is designed to put a market order. You can look at the code. I will show you in a bit. And these parameters which are there additionally, these are used to decide the length and breadth of these buttons and where these buttons should be positioned. So if you want to move these buttons somewhere, you can still do that. These can be customized. All right. So before we move, one quick thing, many new users are not aware of this log window. So you go to window and then click the logs thing. This window called log window, it comes up. You have to move to the trace tab inside it and then right click and say trace output. Pick both internal and external so that the logs are visible. So we know what the AmiBroker is doing once we see the logs, right? What is the next step? I believe it's just to trade. So we will see, okay, trade. We will now see how we can trade. Okay, but before we do that, let me just show you my current state of the positions. They're all squared off. I recorded the Hindi version of the same video. I did some trading, but you can see all of them are squared off. There's no open quantity. If you want, I can show you some of the brokers terminals as well. This is Fyers. There's no open position here. And this is AliceBlue, and there is again no open position. The quantity, net quantity is 0. All right. So let's start. Let's trade and see what happens. Just checking if this is in monitoring state. Yes. So I will click the buy button. See what happened. If you see the logs, now you understand what is happening. Placing buy order for account 1, and this is the account number. Order placed, and this is the order. In short, it's explain what is the order. This is the order ID given by the AmiBroker library. Placing order for account 2 and so on. So orders were placed in 6 different accounts. They belong to 6 different stock brokers. We will go back to the dashboard of ours, which allows you to monitor and trade multiple accounts. The time is around 1 o'clock right now, and you can see 1 p.m. From here to the top, there are 6 different orders that are placed in different accounts. These are buy orders. You can see the trade type is buy, quantity is 1, as we have specified in chart parameters. Now, if you want to know, you can go to this, see the position is open 1 quantity, right? Over here also the quantity was 0. Now it's open 1 quantity, right? You can even see on our uniform dashboard for multiple accounts over here. If we go to the positions tab, now you can see all of them are having one quantity. This one you can ignore. This is a cover order position that I had taken earlier. So this is not the one that we just entered, but remaining are all having one quantity. Okay, so that's how you can trade from AmiBroker buttons. It can be one account or it can be many accounts. Now, similarly, the sell button works exactly in the same way. It will place a sell order, so I will not show it now. The reason for that is I want to show the square off thing. Okay, so now let's say if you have position open and if you want to, square it off, right? So right now it's open one quantity. Obviously, you can place the sell button, or if you are, if you want to square it off, you can also place the square off button, right? You can see it says square off position request sent. So square off is not done. It has sent a request. We'll have to go and check whether the square off is done. Okay. So I come back to the positions dashboard. I refresh it. See, all of them are squared off. Net quantity is 0. Over here, you can see the no open position on ANT. The quantity has become 0. Right. So single click, we squared off all open positions for that particular stock in all the accounts that we are trading. Okay. Now, how everything works, if things don't work as expected, what to do, quickly, because that is, sometimes some users do face issues. So here that the order, the request for square off did go from here. Okay, from AmiBroker it went, so AmiBroker is working perfectly fine. We come back to the client, look at the logs of the client, see what is happening over here. If you scroll down, again it says request sent successfully, right? So even the client sent the request successfully. If there is any error, you can approach us, no problem. Now, if the client has sent the request successfully, still there is a problem, then there is server logs also available. Go to the auto trader menu and click on the activity, select current date, and just say search. Obviously, this might show a lot of rows, so you'll have to, you might have to like scroll it down. Right now, it's sorted by time, so I'll go to the last page now. See over here it says, square off is successful for this particular account, which is an angel broking account. So this is where you can see the server logs. Okay. Log number 1 is AmiBroker. From AmiBroker, the orders or the requests went fine. Log number 2 is the desktop client. See if there is any problem here. If there is no problem here, you can always check the server logs, because everything is transparent. We show as much details to the client as possible, and this helps when you are facing problems. When there is no problem, there is no need to verify all of these logs. I'll quickly explain the code in short. Those of you who are interested, this will help you, because if you want to do any customizations, it can help. Some AFLs that have been imported, these AFLs contain the functions that are useful for us, and we're going to use those functions. Here we have added 3 buttons. If you just read the code, the comments in the code should also help you understand. Buy, sell, and square off button has been added. Then I'll just maximize it a bit. In below over here, we are taking action. So in 101, the control comes here when the buy button is clicked. 201 is when the sell button is clicked. What we are doing is we are simply going over this parameter, which is nothing but the comma separated value of accounts that you had entered, and we are placing the order for each account as per the parameters entered in the chart parameters. Similarly, sell order over here, and 301 case is the square of request. It is as simple as that. You can add any of the API functions that we provide over here. If you want to know what are the API functions, just go to our tool, click on help. There's a lot of material available. Go to the user guide. In the index, you can see there is a link to set up, how you can set up the desktop client, the AmiBroker library and its features. Then, there is a chapter for the APIs. For example, look at all of these APIs: place regular order, cover order, bracket order, cancel order, modify, square of position. So many of these are there. And if you click on each one of them, the library, as I said, is available in many different programming languages. So you have to select whichever is your language. AmiBroker is now selected. So you can see it's been clearly documented. What is the signature of the function? What is the example? There are examples given as to how you can use them. So each function has been very well documented. If you want to do any customizations, you can feel free to do it. All right. So similarly, there are other sample AFLs available, which obviously due to the time limitations, I cannot go with, I cannot show demo of all of them, but I'll just quickly tell you. So this one is for the bracket order. This one is for cover order. This one is again for cover order, but it allows you to specify the stop loss in terms of the percentages. This is the AFL showing how you can do hard coding of symbols and all. And this is another AFL which shows symbol mapping. That means if your chart symbols are different than the AutoTrader web symbols, you can specify a file to it, and the mapping is taken care is read from the file. So the details about that is available in the AmiBroker library documentation that I showed to you earlier. So all the things are very well documented, and far easier once you start reading and start understanding. If you ever get stuck or have some problem, you can always approach us. All the relevant links, as I said, will be put down in the video description, and you can always visit our website, that is stocksdeveloper.in, and click on the contact us section, or even there is a quick chat window available over here. You can just ask any details, any queries to us, and we'll be more than happy to answer. So that's about it. Thanks a lot for joining. I hope I have given you some bit of knowledge as to how you can trade from AmiBroker button into multiple accounts. Thanks a lot again. Have a good day.